if she were plucking an apple from a tree. The hairs on the back of Joan's neck rose, although she couldn't have said why. When Gran opened her hand, she was holding something that gleamed gold like the morning sun. A coin, but not a coin that Joan had ever seen before. On one side there was a winged lion, on the other, a crown. "I know how you did that," Joan said. It was called a sleight of hand. Joan's cousin Ruth had shown her how to do it with a button. You could make something appear and disappear by hiding it between your fingers and then flipping it into your palm. Gran dropped the coin into Joan's hand. It was heavier than it looked. "Can you show me?" she said. "Can you make it disappear?" Ruth's trick had been hard. Joan had only gotten it right twice, and she must have dropped the button 100 times. Still, Gran's face was expectant, so Joan put the coin into the arch between her thumb and forefinger, balancing it. "No," Gran said. "The way I did it." She moved the coin into the center of Joan's palm and closed Joan's fingers over it. "The monster way." "I'm not," Joan thought. "I'm not a bad guy." And Gran wasn't either. Joan had spent almost every summer with Gran for as long as she could remember. When Joan had nightmares, Gran sat up with her. When Joan had found an injured bird in the park, Gran had wrapped it in her scarf and looked after it until it could fly again. A person like that wasn't a monster. Joan concentrated on the weight of the coin until she couldn't feel it anymore. She opened her fingers, showing Gran her empty palm. Gran's smile was warm. "The monster way," she said approvingly. She added, "There's a rule that goes with that trick." "A rule?" Joan said. At home, with Dad, there were rules about what you should and shouldn't do. Stealing was wrong. Helping people was right. Lying was wrong. Listening to the teacher at school was right. The Hunts had rules too, but it was like they had agreed to a whole different set of them. Stealing wasn't a big deal, and neither was lying, as long as you were doing it to strangers. Paying debts was right. Being loyal to your family was right. "We hide in plain sight," Gran said. "Do you know what that means?" Around them, the house seemed very quiet. Even the birds outside the window had stopped chirping. Joan shook her head. The warmth was still there, but Gran's expression turned serious. "It means that no one can know what the Hunts are," she said. "What you are." She lowered her voice. "You must never tell anyone about monsters." Chapter 1. Joan smoothed down her hair and did a last mirror check in Gran's upstairs hallway. She had a date today with Nick. In the mirror, her eyes went soft and happy. Joan had been volunteering at the museum with him over the summer break. She'd had a crush on him all summer, but everyone at work had a crush on Nick. He'd asked Joan out yesterday, biting his lip and nervous, as if he thought she might say no, as if just being in a room with him didn't make her heart stutter. Now they were going to spend a whole day together, starting with breakfast at a cafe on Kensington High Street. Joan checked her phone. An hour to go. She was nervous too, she admitted. A waiting for the ride to start mix of nerves and excitement. She and Nick had been getting closer and closer over the summer, but this felt like the start of something new. Laughter rose from downstairs, and Joan took a deep, centering breath. Her cousins were already up. Their familiar, comforting bickering washed over her as she descended the stairs. "Best